Migos.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I've been having camera issues, so it took me a couple minutes to get it going, and I still wasn't able to get the camera issues resolved, unfortunately, so I had to use this old camera in the meantime. But appreciate everybody for coming through. Got a few things to talk about. We're going to talk about episode 2 of HBO's Shaq documentary titled The Rise, which was really good. I really enjoyed this documentary. They did a great job. And then before we get out of here, I'm going to talk about some updates on Migos Takeoff death. They have some updates on the killer, and so I'll talk about that as well. And Kanye, what's next, right? He got another Twitter ban after just getting reinstated, and he went on the Alex Jones show and said and did some things that I don't know what is going on, man. Is Kanye under some type of mind control, Manchurian candidate, MK Ultra? I mean, what's going on with this dude? Or is he having a mental breakdown? Is this really just him? I don't know. But we'll get into that. All right. Let me give a shout out to my girl, Samara. What's up, Samara? First in the building. I appreciate you. Part of the fam. What's up? What's up? Juan Marley, what's good, brother? Appreciate it. Definitely. Cheryl, how you doing? Appreciate you for being up in here. Dame, what's up? Damian Kenny, what's good, fam? All right, so in the Shaq HBO documentary in episode 2, it was covering his rise to be great, because where it left off on episode 1 is when he joined the Lakers, leaving Orlando. So the second episode pretty much covers his time when he first got with the Lakers to his first championship. And so it's pretty good. It's interesting because you may know all of the other stuff, but hearing his motivation, the people that was in his life, his dad basically always being that stiff foot in the ass when he needed it. But the thing is, he listened and respond, and that's what helped propel him to be great. He didn't look at it as somebody trying to take him down. It was, somebody trying to make him great. And so in episode 2, we see that Shaq has been with the Lakers because he got with the Lakers in 96. He didn't win his first championship until 2000. So he was saying by this time he'd been dominating, but at one point, it's starting to people say, well, he ain't that good. He get eliminated. He can only do this. He can't do that. Can't shoot free throws. All of those things that we've all heard. And so with that being said, it made him want to work harder, he said. But he said one thing he felt was missing was the right coaching, because he said he felt they had good players, but they needed better coaching. And he said that Dr. Buss went to get Phil Jackson, somebody that could bring everybody together. And before Phil Jackson signed on, he said he wanted to meet Shaq. So Shaq okay. So he's like, Shaq, he told Shaq to come all the way out to Montana to his house. For those that don't know, that's where Phil Jackson been living for a long time, in Montana. And so he said when he came out there, it was like a lake and all this and that, and they talking. He said in this Phil Jackson house, it was like a big window with 6 NBA championship trophies with the light, the sun shining down on the gold balls. He was like, oh, he like, that's what I want. He want to have the house with the championship trophy sitting in the window. And so it was like Phil Jackson was talking to him, seeing where his head was at. And Shaq went down there, of course, with Uncle Jerome. That's Shaq, the right-hand man. And so Phil Jackson had this big-ass log, he said, there on the side of the little lake. He was like, go ahead and take that log on across to the other side. Shaq was just did it, no problem. He like, I knew what this was about. Coming from my father, he told me when it's time to work, put in the work. I knew what it was like to follow orders, and so this was a test. And he recognized the test because his father prepared him for it. And so he recognized right then and there that, okay, I could do this to show him that I could be a good follower and take orders in the NBA. I'm not a diva. If Shaq would have been like, I ain't taking that log, man. What you talking about, man? Take a log, swim. He would have been like, man, I'm not working with this dude. Can't tell him nothing. He ain't ready. He's not coachable. Sometimes people don't realize in life when they are being tested or when people are trying to see their personality. So he recognized that, took the log, swam it all the way over there, picked it up, dropped it off. No problem, didn't complain once. Even though he was like, he was cold and tired, he ain't say nothing. He was like, Phil Jackson was like, all right, we could do this. So that was tight. So he was like, once Phil Jackson came, he was like, that's why he called it The Rise. And one thing that he kind of put in there is like a little comic book narration to show Shaq going through the mountaintop trying to get through, and then it gets to like when the year 2000, which Shaq did dominate in the year 2000. Now, it was a perfect time for him to dominate because the NBA was kind of at a weaker moment right there. But nevertheless, he took it, he dominated, led the league in scoring, won the NBA MVP, All-Star Game MVP. He was co-MVP with Tim Duncan, but All-Star Game MVP, Finals MVP. I mean, him and Kobe, they dominated Shaq. He came through. I mean, it's really good. And it's better than just a basketball documentary because all of the stories about the people that influenced him, the people that motivated him, helped him to get to where he is, to be who he is, you gotta, it's really good, very inspirational. So I definitely would recommend it. Damian Kenny, what's up? You say the beard getting thick. Got any beard care recommendations? I actually do. I got a couple little things I can tell you. I had to do it. You had to come through in Discord, man. But yeah, it's all kind of stuff you can do to make it. I normally don't try to let it grow too much, but it is getting there, huh? I was thinking about shaving. Phil Jackson was definitely the Zen master. And he said one of the things that he gave, I'm looking at the wrong camera again because this ain't working, but he was saying, because if anybody that knows about Phil Jackson would know he was big into books and would give people and players books to read about their personality and stuff all the time. And so he said Shaq said he gave him a book when he met him, and Shaq said that he ain't read it, but he went and got the Cliff Notes and had to figure out what the book was about, and pretty much was able to digest it and see where he was coming from. And he respected what Phil Jackson brought to the table. And he was able to bring him, Kobe, everybody in line. And it was just really good. It was just really kind of special on how he put it together. He also talked about how it was his birthday when he turned 28. And he was kind of like sluggish. They were playing the Clippers. He like, these scrubs, the Shaq, very bad Clipper. These scrubs, Kobe, take over Kobe. Kobe. And so Kobe, you need a damn bouncing ball at the bottom of the screen with subtitles when Shaq talk. But he's like, Kobe, take over. Birdie. Yeah, Kobe. And so he said Kareem was there and they was losing to the Clippers. He said that's when he just took over. Accidental domination. Dropped 61 points. He's like, give me the damn ball. I want him to be like, oh, that was that. Boy. Uh-huh. But, you know, that was pretty good. Damian Kitty, you said, does anyone think Kobe would have carried Phil Jackson's log? Now, that don't sound right. But I know what you mean. That's a good question. Now, I definitely think Kobe, when he was young, would have. And when Kobe did kind of humble himself. Because remember, Kobe and Phil Jackson fell out when Phil left the first time. Because he wrote a book talking a little smack with Kobe. Well, the book wasn't about Kobe totally, but in the book, he talked a little smack about Kobe a little bit, like he was a diva, this, that, and the other. And they wasn't on speaking terms. And then for Kobe to win those other 2 championships with Bynum and Gasol, before that, he talked with Phil Jackson to come back. So he humbled himself, and they kind of did talk about it. They probably both humbled themselves. So, I don't know. Kobe, and that's a great point to bring up, and it's about generations. Kobe is the last of the old school generation of people. Me and Kobe are the same age, and my generation, as of right now, a lot of people don't think about my generation much because we have done a few things, but we ain't really did much yet. My generation ain't really running too much. I guess we got a few people that's doing a lot, but overall, my generation is not doing too much yet. But that's Generation X. And, you know, it's interesting about that. Because a lot of people, it's 7 generations of people alive right now. This is a quick little thing I was going to talk about. This interesting to talk about now that we pretty much done with Shaq. And so this right here, I'll show y'all, and then you guys tell me what you think. So I'm from Generation X. You all let me know in the comments, what generation are you? And you can also let me know this in the comments if you on the replay. So here's a list of the generation of people that's alive right now. All right, so I'm Generation X, which means people born between 65 and 80. I was born in 78, so I'm the last of the old school. What I mean by old school is the TV used to go off when we was a kid. We used to play outside all night long until the street lights come off and, you know, go to the candy store and all kind of stuff. You know, it wasn't no cable all the time. Some people had it, some people didn't. I remember when we first got cable. Like, what's some of your memories from childhood or your generation? When we was in school, we didn't have computers, you know, and then when we did, they were the old with the floppy disk. Remember those floppy disks? Put those in, you got to get a floppy disk. So a lot of things changed. We used to get a newspaper in the morning on the way to work. When I'd ride with my parents to work, it could be a guy selling a newspaper. You know, different generations. Everybody before my generation would have experienced that. But after my generation, people don't buy newspapers no more. Stuff like that. You know, different things. So I don't know. It's interesting. But some people, like, say, I'm 44. If I'm with somebody that's 40 or 42, that's nothing. That's like being with somebody the same age. But when that same 4-year gap, when they were in 8th grade and I was a senior in high school, that's a big difference. They might have still been watching cartoons and different things that I wasn't watching. I was a high schooler. I wouldn't dare be thinking of doing some of the things they was doing. So, it's just different stuff. That happened. It's interesting. It show all the wars that's been through here at the bottom. And then it's also, your life will be different depending on who you're attached to. So my parents are baby boomers. And if you black, that means a lot because the baby boomers are the most successful black generation overall. So if you had parents that are baby boomers, you had opportunities that a lot of other black kids didn't have in other generations. And then my generation X, we messed it up. So whatever kids we had, y'all was broke again. Gotcha. Anyway. Just a little something to think about that was interesting. Time flies, man. Life goes on, and wow. One day you look up, if you lucky, and you get old. But then you feel a certain way inside, and you don't feel like you got old, but then you do, but then you don't. It's just a weird thing getting older. So, Cheryl, what's up? You say, I'm Generation X. We had no computers, cell phones, internet. The milkman came to our house every week. We watched Saturday morning cartoons till 11 a.m. That's right. Definitely. Now, only thing with me, I didn't have a milkman. They stopped that, or at least wasn't having that in my neighborhood in Chicago. But everything else, I agree. We couldn't wait to watch Saturday morning cartoon. That's the only time we could watch cartoons. It wasn't no Cartoon Network. A channel where you could just watch cartoons all the time. Yeah, right. Like, that was unthinkable. Or the internet where you could just watch anything. Like, wow. A lot has changed. Dame say the internet was released to the public in 95. Yeah, it was 94, actually. Or 92. Or 94. But I remember, well, it was 94. Because my parents got a computer, and that was a big deal. But we had to get Windows 95 the next year. And that was big. Oh, Windows 95. You got to get Windows 95. Windows 95? Oh. Windows 95. Then you had to get Windows XP and Windows 97 or 98 and all that other stuff. And all. But yeah. I didn't have the milkman. My dad had the milkman, and I'm at the end. Because I'm in 78. So if you was born in 1980, that's the end of my generation. And I'm close to the end. My sister is at the beginning. I think she was like 66. And then I'm 78. So she at the beginning, I'm at the end. And we got a lot of similarities with how we were living and grew up with. But some differences too, But yeah. Rakia had a milkman? What? That's what's up. Damian Kenny say these young bucks ain't know nothing about Oregon Trail. That's what's up. Juan Marley said we had the Juice Man when I was real little and the Playmobil Swimmobile. What? Playmobil Swimmobile. The Juice Man? A man delivered juice? And we ain't had that. Now, my dad would tell me stories about when he was a kid. They used to have the Ice Man, and he would come through and sell ice so that you could put ice in your ice box. That's before refrigerators. And they would have a little tray for the ice to drip in because it would melt, and you would pour it out, the water or whatever. But you would have to buy ice for your ice box. I got an ice box where my heart used to be. where my fridge used to be. I ain't never seen that. That definitely was gone before my time. And he would know about the milkman. It was all kind of little men running around selling stuff back in his day. Shoot, all of that stuff was over with by my day, at least in Chicago and my neighborhood. I don't remember anybody delivering anything. Now, on the side note, if you know about Schwann's, they'll deliver milk and all kind of stuff to your house fresh today. So, if y'all interested in getting some of that fresh dairy, check them out. All right. You say my 90s kids got to experience Saturday morning cartoons for a short time. Yeah, then the internet. They barely got it for a little bit. Then they started having access to whatever. Because I remember in the 90s, by that time, we had full-time cable. Nickelodeon was out, Disney Channel. Like, I remember when that was created. Like, when Nickelodeon was created, I was in, like, 6th grade or something. Because I was at the point where I was watching it, but I was starting to fade out. And Nick at Night was all a bunch of black and white stuff only. Donna Reed and all of that. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? When that came out, I was about 7th grade, 8th grade, 6th grade, something like that, Carmen Sandiego. But that was good because it was a real show on prime time that kids could interact with, learn, solve puzzles. They don't do that stuff no more. At least I don't know about it. Damn, Juan, where was you at? This dude delivering fresh papaya juice back as you were a childhood? What? Wow, Cheryl said my grandmother down south didn't have indoor plumbing. Yeah, man. It's different generations. Like, man, my parents, they could tell me some stories and I'd be like, wow, 'cause they getting up there. But when I went to Central America, and I was the first time I went that I remember, because my mom took me as a baby. When I went to Panama in 1987 that I remember, they didn't have indoor plumbing. Well, I mean, if you called a bucket, a toilet, they did. That was it. And I was like, man, what? It's like, yeah, go ahead. We just throw it out back. I'm like, what? Since then, it's changed. But that was in the 80s, and they still didn't have indoor plumbing. So, that was a lot. Juan said, Google it. We had the Playmobil and swim. It was a big pool that pulled up to the hoods, and all the kids could swim. What? What city were you in? Detroit. What? We got a lot of people in Discord from Detroit, too. I've never heard of the Playmobil and swim, a big pool that pulled up to the hoods. That's crazy. Looked like I was having a mic problem. But yeah, I've never heard of that. Anybody else heard of that? That was dope. Wow. What's up, Monique? How you doing, sis? I hope you're having a good evening. Say you from the east side. We was over on Mack and McClellan. Wow. He-Man, I have the power. G.I. Joe. Transformers. Robots in disguise. When we were kids, we used our imagination because we played with ourselves. Not that way, but that way. But no, we had to entertain ourselves. We used creativity, imagination. You know, these kids today, everything is done for them in the video game. Yeah, it's good problem solving, but there's no creativity or individuality other than them cussing each other out. Fuck you, you ain't this. But back when we was kids, we got to play with somebody next to us. So, you might actually get into a fight with saying that and doing certain things. You go too far, so you actually was cool. Plus, you get into it, you ain't got nobody coming over for a minute. So, it was different. Now, with the internet, it's always somebody. It's always somebody online. So, it's just totally different. So much different, man. Anyway. MTV. I was there watching the foundation of MTV every day after school and didn't realize it. I watched the foundation of MTV every single day and did not realize it until now. So when I would go to school, my babysitter on my block, they would be there because my parents didn't come home till like 5 o'clock from work. I'd get out of school at 3 or 2. They'd be there till then. I'd be there for them couple hours. I would eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and sit and watch MTV. They had cable. We didn't have cable. And I would just put on MTV. They would play the Jackson 5 cartoon. The Monkees. Hey, we the Monkees. We would watch that rerun. And they play all of the 80s rock and roll of the time. That Twisted Sister. We're not gonna take it. All that stuff. Yeah, I mean, Michael Jackson. I watched all of that as a kid. And I would be dancing, doing the moves and stuff. Rap. They didn't play rap on MTV yet. But we used to Run DMC. Like, where did I see Run DMC? I'm trying to think of where I remember Run DMC. Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. Girl, what you know about that bill on Capitol Hill? I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill until January 6th, and then I just got killed. Oh, shit. That's the remix. Man, we played baseball in the alley. Who played alley ball? We played in the street too, but then we bust a couple windows. Then we tried to do it in the alley and then bust some back windows. That was the end of baseball career. We also played football in the street, tag in the street, tackle in the grass. Look out for cars too. You don't want to get sacked. Boy, played jacks. We actually played jacks. Not a long time, but when we was young, we played jacks. Backgammon a couple times. Backgammon. So, I remember that. Yep, those were the days. Video Hits 1. Who remember the jukebox? Y'all remember the jukebox? Oh, man, the jukebox was dope. All right, man, that was fun going down memory lane. The jukebox, man. People used to see Pop That Coochie from 2 Live Crew play about 30 times in a row on the jukebox. Shoot. Pop, pop, pop. They go, hey. Hey, pop that ooh there, baby. Alright, y'all. Now, it's been an update in the case for Takeoff from the Migos. Now, they have said that it's been a suspect arrested in the death of Takeoff. But here's the thing. A lot of people feel that it's taken too long, and that it's also been a lot of reports out there that the person that was allegedly responsible for the murder was already killed. So is this a cover-up, or did they actually arrest the person responsible? Now, it says that a suspect arrested in the shooting death of Migos rapper Takeoff who died November 1st when an altercation broke out in Houston. So they said Patrick Xavier Clark, who's 33, was arrested Thursday night, charged with the slaying of Takeoff, Kershnik Kahari Ball. Okay. And it says that Joshua, 22, was arrested separately and also faces weapons charges in connection to the death. They say he believed the slain rapper was definitely in the wrong place at the wrong time. A lot of things people think, because allegedly they were trying to shoot someone else. I'll leave it at that. And he was not the target. So they say this person is in custody. They put this person's bail at $1 million. And it says that if released, prosecutors requested that a judge order him to be placed under house arrest and prohibit him from speaking with specific people, including Takeoff's family, Houston rap mogul Jay Prince Jr. and his family, as well as pro boxer Shakur Stevenson and anyone at the latter's place of employment. Stevenson was seen in the footage from the scene on the TMZ that they posted. So, what do you guys think of this? Do you think this guy is possibly responsible, or do you think this is maybe the police trying to save face, or maybe other powers that be trying to get this to be over with and move on? I am not sure. I have spoken with some people, and they seem to believe that this may be some type of way to get them to move on, and that the streets may have already taken justice. Me personally, I'm not sure. I did not really get too in detail with this case, so I'm not able to say if that is the case or not. See, that video that was released, who's to say there isn't other videos that weren't released and have more information? What if those videos did actually show the killer? Or the people that are there, they know who did it. It was a small group of people from what I saw, and somebody had to know. It wasn't like a drive-by or something. It was one of the people that was there, and I'm sure that people have said who it is and what it was to certain people. They may not have told the police, but they have probably told certain people. So if that person did end up dead, missing, etc., no longer able to be contacted, that would not seem far-fetched, let's say that, especially with some of the reputations allegedly these guys have. So I don't know. I will say one good thing. At least the police arrested somebody. I mean, they still don't have an arrest for Tupac and Biggie. Now, I keep saying we all, I make an assumption, but a lot of us that have followed that case, which I have followed both of those cases extensively, those people have already been killed. So, and with the Biggie case, they didn't want to solve that. And I will say it is a good movie with Forrest Whitaker and I think that was Kevin Bacon, called City of Lies. And it's about the Biggie investigation. It's actually much better than you think. It's a movie based off of a true story. The real cop, Kevin Bacon, is a real person, and what really happened. And it's really good. I like that movie, and it came out just a little while ago. I'll show you guys that. Of course, I always got to give you some movie recommendations. But Body of Lies is on Showtime, and it comes on all the time. No, it's called City of Lies. City of Lies is what it's called. DiCaprio is Body of Lies. It's Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp did such a good job. He looked like, he looked like, who does it? Kevin Bacon. Like Kevin Bacon does now today. Older Kevin Bacon. But this is City of Lies. Excellent movie. I give it a 7.5. Damn near an 8. It's good. Worth watching. Very interesting. And the reason I like it so much is because after looking into this case for a lot of different angles, before I saw this movie, I actually just saw this movie for the first time this year, a few months ago. And it came out in 2018. But, with that being said, it is on point to a lot of the details that I've heard before as far as who was responsible for Biggie Smalls. So, very good. Worth checking out. Johnny Depp, Detective Russell. That's right. He did a good job. City of Lies. Yeah. Yep. Damian Kenny, you say rumor is Jay Prince family got the pole in pocket to cover themselves and the suspect is a scapegoat. I know that's right. Cheryl, I'm sorry I missed this comment. The Freak Nick. You went 3 times. Ooh, I'm so jealous. Yeah, see, because we're in the same generation, so we both know about it. And I know what happened. I couldn't get there. As soon as I was able to go, that's when they stopped shutting it down. They started shutting it down. It was like, 95, 96? And that's when I had my license. I'm like 16, 17. I'm like, forget it. I'm trying to go to Freaknik. I just see the videos and pictures and all that. I just couldn't wait. Like, and it was over with. Freaknik. And y'all young bucks, man, ain't gonna never know nothing about the Freaknik, boy. Y'all be up there Me Tooing each other. Y'all be up there offended. Freaknik. Oh my goodness gracious. Sorority sisters galore. Woo! You got me wanting to go on YouTube and look up Freaknik and look at some old videos down memory lane that memories I tried to create but never got to, but saw the videos and will remember the thoughts that I wish I had. Should have just bummed away in the car somewhere just to get down there, man, but you know, when you in the moment and stuff in life, you don't understand you in the moment, you know. Didn't think they was going to shut that down, but when you think about it, it was too out of control. Now, we did have a mini Freaknik in Chicago one time that I did go to because I couldn't get to the one in Atlanta, and that was wild, and it was cars and people everywhere, but it wasn't Freaknik. But it was the closest I could have got. And that was real nice. But, no. You say one of your daughters saw you in the video? Oh, snap. Good thing we ain't got a lot of video of our days out there because we was wild, man. And that's the thing, man. A lot of these younger people don't realize, like, my generation, that's the first rappers. You know what I'm saying? Well, We were the first. Rap came out in my generation. Put it that way. You know, it's rappers that are older than me, but they only older than me by a little. I mean, you know, they all from my generation. Even if they 10 years older than me, they were still in my generation. So, like, I think Jay-Z is probably 10 years older than me, or close to it. But nevertheless, you know, wow, those were the days, huh? Time flies, man. We were once young, as they say. Gotta stop and smell the roses. Definitely. All right, now I do got another little story I'm gonna share right quick that I thought was interesting. Now we all know about Nia Long and Udoka with the Celtics and what happened. I'm pretty sure I can assume that one that we all are clear on. So Nia Long just came out with a statement to the Boston Celtics. And I kind of understand where I definitely understand where she coming from, and I don't blame her being upset. And what she basically was saying is that the Boston Celtics never once contacted her, ever. They say they were there to try to protect women and hiring the outside firm to conduct the investigation, and then they went public without never contacting her. They suspended him, did all of this stuff, never checked about her. She's a public figure, never told her, asked her, or said anything to her to this day. But they did a lot to protect the woman he was messing with, who allegedly doesn't look anything like Nia Long. So I don't know. And she still has her job, and they never released her info or said anything. You guys let me know. Put a 1 in if you think Nia Long is right and got a point that was foul. Or put a 2 in if you think Boston was fair in how they handled it. They didn't have to contact her. Me personally, I'm going to go with the 1 in. I think that was foul. Why did they not contact her? She's a public figure. You're trying to protect the identity of this woman. You didn't protect her. You say you're standing up to protect women. Well, what about her? Does she not count? Or because of his actions, it's not as if he was doing something that wasn't consensual as far as what we know. Now, it's been some conflicting reports. Maybe it was trying to be broken off and he wasn't going with it. I'm not exactly sure. If that's the case, that's different. But I don't know. They could have at least contacted this woman. I mean, what's the harm in that? Why they couldn't let her know before they went public? Hey, this is what we found. This is what happened. Unfortunately, this, that, and the other, whatever. Why they couldn't tell her before they went public? I don't know. You guys, I don't know what you think. Let's see. 1 in. I know that's right. Definitely. You say the office has loyalty to its employees. The players have loyalty to the players. The WAGs have loyalty to the... What's the WAGs? 1 in. You might have to tell me that on the side if it's not too PC. Yep. Damian Kinney. The Olympics came to Atlanta in 96, and that was a big deal. Y'all remember that explosion at the Olympics? I remember that. A lot of people don't remember that, but that was I remember that. They made a movie about that, though, that was actually pretty interesting. I think it was some American dude that did that. But yeah, that was something else. Cheryl, she was like, "What were you wearing?" Wait, what you talking about? I didn't miss. I'm far behind. My bad. I didn't miss what we was talking about. trying to catch up with some of these comments. All right, my bad. Before let me get to this other thing, but yeah, definitely they could have talked to that woman. They definitely put her business out there, made her look bad, and not even consult her, talk to her once. Damn, I mean, that's messed up. Speaking of messed up, what is going on with Kanye West, man? Oops. I don't know. I just pushed this thing I was about to put up here. But why is he now said that he likes Nazis. He said he likes Jews and he likes Nazis. And Hitler was a great man. What? Hitler would have put his butt in the oven too. Hitler didn't like black folks. But what is he doing? This dude has ruined everything that he has done almost. For what? So he posted on Twitter before he got banned. First he posted some shirtless pictures of Elon Musk, flabby belly, which was funny. But he said that's not why he was banned. He said he was banned for one. Kanye just went on Alex Jones' show, and he was there with Nick Fuentes, who is a neo-Nazi commentator, and he praised the Nazis and very explicitly said he liked Adolf Hitler. At one point during the bizarre 3-hour show, he took issue with Alex Jones when Alex Jones called Nazis evil. When Alex Jones is right and you wrong, that's bad, man. And Kanye said, I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis. West said to laughter from Jones, who said he happened to disagree with that. West also made ridiculous claims about Hitler inventing the microphone. Hitler invented the microphone. And highways. Hitler invented the highways. Both of which aren't true. Now, he has used the microphone in highways in powerful ways, but he did not invent them. And he said that he may be having a serious mental breakdown, but that's no excuse for the vile anti-Semitism on display. Somebody said, a former employee, that he always had a love of Hitler. Now, this is what he posted, the Jewish Star of David with a swastika blended in the middle on Twitter, and got banned. And I'm like, why would you do that? This dude, Kanye West, has just lost everything. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this dude has just completely melted down? What is going on? I mean, the house that he bought next to Kim, he just gave to her, and they knew it in the divorce settlement. She got it. He paying a lot of money in child support. His mental breakdown and actions is just absurd. And I don't know. It seems that this dude has just completely lost it, man. I don't know. When a person, like they say, a broken clock may be right, twice a day? So even if a person does have a little bit of information in something that may be accurate, when they have so much other stuff going on, how could you take that info into account? You know, this dude, I don't know, man. It's not the same person that I originally saw. And I think we can all agree that. I can't say that originally knew, because I never knew the man. But never the person that I've seen, or before he was even famous, heard of in circles, or, you know, I never heard or seen this, so I don't know what's going on. Jocelyn say, what do you think about him paying $200,000 a month? Well, some people don't even make that in 5 years. You ain't lying. Shoot, in 10 years, some people, you making $20,000 a year. That ain't funny, but I'm just saying, like, you know. But if you break it down, I think they got 4 kids, so that's $50,000 a month. It is based off of how much he has, but if the other parent got a lot too, they don't tax the other parent because it's not like you struggling. If the other parent don't make a lot, then that's different. But I don't know, man. They got so much lawyers and money and things. They could have figured out whatever. So I guess if that's what they came to, I don't know, but I would have kept figuring. But, hey, I mean, that adds up to a couple million a year, which, if he wasn't having the issues that he's having now, wouldn't have been a problem. But a couple million a year in the next 18 years, that'll add up to like 40, 50 million. So he's still net worth around 400 million, so I don't know. We'll see. So I came with Kanye and I refuse to. I know that's right. That man needs help for real. For real. You know. Isaiah, what you say? Come on now, she's black and the Boston Celtics don't care about the black family as a whole. Hell, mostly the NBA doesn't. I know that's right. Yeah, I mean, the Boston Celtics have had a checkered history when dealing with employees of color, to say the least. Bill Russell, God rest his soul, spoke out about that at different times, and he loved the Celtics, won all the championships with them, and he was their first black head coach, and he had difficulties with them, to say the least. So, yeah, that, and Boston and New England and the Red Sox, the Patriots. The Patriots, you haven't heard too much in football. I guess players don't get close enough to hear enough to say enough, I guess. But in baseball, yeah, Boston fans have a history as well, so, and the organization. So, I don't know. You know, that ain't good. Damian Kenny, Kanye has no filter. Kanye's puffy appearance might be side effects of medication changes. There's no telling how many meds he is on. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think about it that way. Cheryl, you say if Kim ever loved him, she needs to take him to get some mental health. Well, the first part is the thing. If she ever loved him. How many of you all think she really loved him at one point? I don't know. I didn't really think about it till this question came up at this moment. But if I think about it, that's hard. You all put a, let's see, a 1L if you think Kim K loved Kanye genuinely at one point, and put a 2L if you think she never loved him. Wow, that's a good one. I don't know. She did have a lot of kids, but nowadays people have kids and that don't mean anything. So, I mean, I never watched their show. So maybe people that watched that show and saw more interactions with them could maybe have a better understanding. But, I mean, it's hard for me to say because all I can go off of is her past relationships and behaviors, which then I would lean towards no. But you can't really judge somebody too much off of that. Well, I don't want to say judge, but go off of something like that. So, and then, you can't, it's a double standard with men. So, I don't know. That's a good one. Okay. Monique says she definitely loves him. Okay. And I'm going to take that because I know that you follow that and you're a writer and you in that world. So, if she definitely loves him, I'm actually shocked to hear that. Not that I definitely thought she didn't, but to know from you to say that, I'm going to take that really serious. So, okay, that's what's up. So if that's the case, then yeah, she should. Definitely. Damien, you say the swastika and star together is Ye wanting peace between the two groups. He's communicating the message incorrectly. I mean, how you just wrote it should have been what he should have did, looking for peace between the two groups. I'm not saying that would have worked or that's the best way, especially after he's already, muddied the waters already. People don't want to hear him do nothing right now, probably. But that is a better message than whatever he was trying to communicate, because that whatever didn't go through right. So, you say he had to beg Kim in a stadium to marry him fresh off divorce. He asked for that. He begged her to marry him in the stadium? I guess I missed a lot about their relationship. Samara says she loves him. She just couldn't keep dealing with his actions. And I'm sure it's a lot because we see a lot. So just imagine the day-to-day stuff that's not on camera. Like, you mad at breakfast? You tweaking at breakfast? Really? You tweaking at breakfast? So, it's not easy having a family member or loved one with mental health issues. You cannot force an adult to get help. That's true. And with my experience working in a group home for 7 years, like, that's just the way it's called. Let's just say more like assisted living, because everybody wasn't in a group home, but some people had mental issues, and it was really hard getting them help and getting them on meds, and they don't want to take them, and they got to do this, and they run away. And then if it's somebody with money and a bunch of yes men, I'm sure it's even more difficult for somebody to get Kanye help. There's so many people whose livelihoods are attached to him, and if he gets help, they probably won't get a paycheck, maybe. I don't know, I'm assuming. But if that's the case, I wouldn't want him to go. But they don't realize him not going, he gonna probably not be around as long as he should. And it's best for him to do that. But when you got those type of people in your life, I've never heard the story of how it ended well. Leave it at that, Young Slim, what's up, fam? How you been, brother? Good to hear from you. Search Kanye propossess online. What? Alright, well, we're going to leave it at that. Don't forget to hit that like. I appreciate y'all, man, definitely, for coming through. Don't forget to hit that like, support, all that good stuff. I'll be back Monday. I'm going to start doing a review for His Dark Materials. How many of you guys watch His Dark Materials? It comes on HBO. Season 3 starts Monday. It's going to be a 2-episode premiere. And I've been watching it for a while. I never did a review because I asked before if people watched it. And a few people said yes, but most people said they never watched it. But it is a really good show. And season 3 starts Monday. So if y'all watch it, let me know. I'm going to try to do a review, see what's up Monday, talk about it. And it's a really good show. If you like the Lord of the Rings type of thing, mixed with a little bit of Harry Potter and some other stuff, but it's grown people, not kids. But it does have a couple teenagers now. I didn't watch them grow up now. But it's a really good show, a mix, interesting. It's got some occult things in it. But overall, it's a good one. So, Monday, I'll try to break that down. And if not, I might have to do it another day, but hopefully Monday. So, that being said, I'll see y'all then. And everybody have a good one. Sunday, let's see about the White Lotus. All right. Everybody have a good one. Deuces. I'm out of here. Peace.